Howdy ho everybody, welcome back to the Rocks Roost and another episode of Subnautica. We're starting here on the title screen because I've got a serious problem. That bug that's been plaguing the Cyclops has now completely overtaken it, and reloading doesn't do anything. So we're going to start the episode here and see how it goes. So let's go ahead and load up. Now that we're recording and I'm talking about it, it'll make a fool of me and then everything will be fine, I'm sure. But I think I have figured out through trial and error how to rectify the situation. The problem is actually tied to plants inside the sub. Okay, we're doing it. So first thing you want to do, I think specifically it is these right here. This, oh, don't fall, don't fall. You gotta kind of get stuck on this. That one and this one. See? Take them out, look what happens. Everything just levels right out. How weird. If the glitch is still going on, you won't be able to move the Cyclops. But we are moving successfully. Okay. So we're good. So if you're experiencing that kind of problem, it could be due to planters inside the boat. For some reason, that one and that one were causing the whole thing to glitch out. It seems to be stable now. I don't know if there's a piece of the code tied to... things are still a little weird. Things are still a little weird. I don't know if there's a piece of the code tied to the floating island associated with these plants, because that's where they're from. Something to do with the floaters, maybe? I don't know. Because the boat is behaving as though it has a floater stuck to it from time to time. We are apparently leveled off. I mean, that looks pretty level to me. Yeah. So anyway, that seems to be the problem. Maybe it won't be an issue now. I'll tell you what. I'm going to save it here. This is risky. Because, you know, you don't want to lose everything. I'm going to save it here, and I'm actually going to reload. And I'm going to let you all watch the process in real time. And see what's up.
Passing 100 meters.
Hopefully everything will be okay now.
Passing 200 meters. Oxygen efficiency greatly decreased.
Alright, looks like everything's normal. Let us reboard the Cyclops.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Everything looks pretty normal. I'm going to pull us ahead to get away from the rock that's behind us. Just get away from that. Dive just a hair. It should be good.
Engine powering down.
Turn off the engine. Save the thing. And let's reload one more time. Alright, so I feel confident in saying that maybe that launch bug is for now defeated. But the question is, was the Cyclops launching itself before I put these planters up here? I kind of think it was, but I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway, welcome on back to the Rocks Roost and Subnautica. It's so good to have you. What we need to do now is a few things. There are some technology blueprints that I want to look at getting. Specifically, the nuclear reactor. That one's still kind of aggravating me that we haven't found it yet. Also, there's a suit that works like a still suit. In fact, it used to be called a still suit. It lets you recover water. I kind of wanted to find that. I doubt I'll wear it because I like the extra armor we're getting from the suit we're currently in. But most of all, the Cyclops sonar. We haven't found that yet. So, just to review, where we're at. Here is the big tree. And we have a base in here. It's over in the corner. You can see it popping in now. You see it over there? There's their base. If you watched the last episode, you've seen that. There's no need in going back right now. We do kind of want to trade a sea moth for a prawn suit. Because we are basically out of the sea moth's depth league right now. 900 meters is the absolute max. Unless you play on survival, or I'm sorry, creative mode, when then you can just take it down wherever you want to take it.
Captain, all systems online.
And I would just about bet that there is a mod that lets you max the sea moth to the same depth as the other craft in the game. I would just about bet that. I'm not well versed in Subnautica mods, but that would be my guess. A bunch of rubies here we can just stash in our magic locker back here. That's fine. Nickel, 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 nickel. Here we go. Let me tell you, last night when that bug looked like it had come to stay, I was a little bit concerned, I'll just tell you. I was thinking maybe this playthrough was done. We're far enough along that I really didn't want to have to redo everything. To get us back where we're at. You know what I mean? Fish, 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 fish. I have a fish here. Store him. Okie dokie. And it might not be a bad idea to look at doing some beacons. We are running dangerously low on copper. Good thing, when the scanner room is set to find things like silver ore, titanium ore, copper ore, that sort of thing, it will locate the giant outcrops that you can mine with the prawn suit. Why am I making these beacons? Well, it's because we're going to be going out of here in a funny way, and we may find some stuff we need to mark. And have a little snack here. Alright, that's good. Alright, so let's go. One thing we definitely need to check is that giant alien facility that we saw on one of our scouting trips. So I think that's going to be where we go now. What are we ramming against? Probably just fish. Are these lights going to help us? I don't know. This is not the way. You can go up there, but that's not where we want to go. I have made a wrong turn. Sorry, let's go back. I do think the Cyclops can move astern at the same rate that it moves forward or ahead. That diamond is just tempting me. I'm just going to get it. I'm just going to go get it. I got to have it. All right, so over there is where we want to go. You can see the light right there at the reticule. That's where we want to go. There's a big old facility over there that we definitely need to check out. You may remember it from our scouting trip with the sea moth. We're banging a little bit there. All right, that looks good. Okay, the skeleton is there, so our destination is over here. We can actually dive a hair. A few meters there, no problem. All right, let's head on out. A lot of those bangs you hear are just normal things like sheets of metal adjusting to pressure changes and that sort of thing, temperature changes. Things you actually hear underwater in a real submersible. Now this is kind of a tight squeeze. We're not hitting anything, no. Kind of a tight squeeze. We're going to come about to port. And we'll go ahead here. Come about to port. Not only does this way take us to that facility, but it also takes us to another way out of here. So that's fun. But yeah, I'm so relieved that I figured out what was wrong with the Cyclops, because I reloaded, 4 or 5 times, and that stupid glitch was happening every single time. Here's that facility. The PDA said that this sank from above somewhere. Anyway, I really thought we might have been sunk there. No pun intended. And I was not looking forward to having to tell y'all that we were going to have to cancel this playthrough because of a stupid glitch. I mean, I just don't have the time or energy to... Oh, this is cool. You get a good view here. Yeah, for a little bit. To start from the beginning. I probably would have just maybe started below 0 or something. I don't know. Or some other game. Fortunately, it's a non-issue. So if you have that problem, check your plants first. Alright, here's the way in. Looks pretty good to me.
Detecting an alien broadcast. Linguistic analysis reads, caution, hazardous materials and life forms contained within.
Engine powering down.
Well, that sounds lovely, doesn't it? Yeah, we'll leave the cabin lights on. And... I mean, we could take the sea moth in here, but I think we'll be okay to just do it personally. Boy, that's nice and close, isn't it? Amoeboid. Look at it. Isn't it cool? Okay. What do we have in here, gents? We have an ion cube. That's nice. I do believe there's a finite number of those in the game.
In this section are substantially reinforced, indicating the designers were seeking either to keep something out or contain it within. Whatever their intention, it clearly failed.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. Holy moly. Let me do some jiggering here. Here's another ion cube. It's like a specimen tank. This place is a little bigger than I thought it was. Maybe we should go back and get the sea moth. What kind of tablet do we need here? Purple. I don't happen to have one, do I? No. We'll have to go back anyway. Let's go get a purple tablet. Yeah, so the main reason we're bringing this is as a portable oxygen tank, essentially. Just slap it in. Looks like there's an alien computer here. Specimen research data.
New PDA data.
All right. Specimen research data. Specimen research data, a catalog of information on the organisms previously contained within the alien facility. A number of entries have been translated. Small herbivore gamma. This entry seems to reference the common peeper. Shows no immunity to infection. Death commonly occurs within 4 days. Shows symptom remission on exposure to enzyme 42, but symptoms quickly recur. Shows advanced learning behaviors. Shows some capacity to transmit enzymes to other specimens. This may have something to do with all the peepers coming out of those vents. I don't know. Leviathan embryos. Adult specimen too large to study in containment. Egg specimens acquired from nesting site. Embryos show no signs of immunity. Death commonly occurs within 3 weeks. Small sample of eggs has been retained for continued high-priority research on Leviathan hatching mechanisms. Large carnivore theta. Off-site lab established to study remains. Shows some potential for immunity to infection, but physical remains so far proved insufficient for full reconstruction. Unidentified Leviathan. This Leviathan species has been assigned designator Sea Emperor. Bone samples from Emperor specimens indicate some potential for Kharaa immunity. Single specimen captured for study at purpose-built containment facility constructed in volcanic region at depth 1.4 kilometers. So, that is our ultimate goal, folks. Assessment. While it is unlikely that the Emperor specimen is still contained within the facility described, it may be possible to acquire further data there on the aliens' attempt to develop a vaccine. Yeah, we should go there, for sure. And this Kharaa that is mentioned, that is the disease that we have, presumably. Crystalline sulfur. Sulfur is a highly reactive, non-metallic element, usually found in abundance underground. Common applications include production of acidic compounds and combustibles. Assessment, essential for advanced fabrication. What else do we have that we haven't looked at? Carnivores, the blighter, oh yes. Small predator that shares close resemblance to the more common biter, but tends toward a more solitary, less aggressive hunting style. Number 1, olfactory stalk. While the red-tipped protrusion on the blighter's head once served as sensory apparatus, it has adapted not to chase but to coax its prey into its path. As prey creatures are attracted to the dancing of the stalk, the blighter can dart forward to catch and consume them. Number 2, teeth. 1 row of sharp piercing teeth is all the blighter needs to tear through its prey. 3, eyes. This creature has found little use for eyes in the deep, dark caverns it inhabits, but its eyeballs are likely sensitive to nothing more than broad fluctuations in local light sources, e.g., when a meal is crossing its path. Assessment, avoid or incapacitate. What else have we? Scavengers and parasites. This is going to be the blood crawler. Oh, yes. If you don't like spiders, you're going to hate that. an agile territorial scavenger that moves in packs across the seabed, closely related to the amphibious cave crawler, but adapted to deep-sea conditions. Number 1, legs. The greatest difference between the crawlers on 4546b are the 4 legs, which extend more than a meter from the blood crawler's torso, allowing it to move at surprising speed across the seabed and even to scale walls. 2. Torso. The blood crawler can lower its entire body to bring its mandibles within grasping distance of the carrion on which it feeds, while retaining the maneuverability it requires to avoid its predators. Assessment. Necessary waste recycler. Avoid or incapacitate. Well. Isn't that grand? I'll just clear some of these things up. Yeah, there's a spooky place. Okay, clear it. That's great. Wonderful. What are we doing? I've lost track of my sense of reality here. See, I think we can fit through here. Can we fit through that? Possibly. Yeah, I hope we didn't just screw ourselves. There's another computer terminal. And more stuff that way. Let's stop here and do some scanning, shall we? Here's a big egg. Can I scan that? I can. Egg. Y'all know me. Eggs are my favorite. Sea dragon egg. Sea dragon egg. This large egg is held in a hermetically sealed environment and has been chemically sterilized. Without the means at the facility to house a fully grown sea dragon specimen, it is possible the aliens sought to study instead the egg-laying and incubation process. To what end is unclear. So I'm assuming they were looking for a cure for this world-ending plague called the Kharaa. I don't know. Rib cage. A display case containing an array of rib cages harvested from the indigenous life forms. There's a particular focus in this instance on vertebrate skeletal structures. While some of these skeletons match organisms encountered on the planet so far, most cannot be matched with confidence, suggesting either that there are species out there not yet accounted for, or that they have become extinct since these samples were collected. So it looks like they were looking for some kind of biological means to develop a cure for this awful plague. Okay, that's long. We'll read it later. Don't want to run out of O2, you know. In fact, we could probably just read it in here, couldn't we? What was that? That sounded awful. Array species on 4546b. Different species of array indigenous to 4546b, each adapted to different environments. The species are 99.99% genetically identical to those encountered on the planet today, suggesting the rays in particular have undergone little evolutionary mutation in the past millennium. So I'm assuming, thinking out loud here, that the ray, and again, this is for your benefit because I have played this game, I know the story, but thinking about this, what was it called? Quarantine ray, right? Obviously, the planet is under quarantine because this disease, Kharaa, if it gets loose, it could decimate the galaxy. Very scary. Ghost rays, jelly rays, crimson rays, and rabbit rays likely all share a common evolutionary ancestor. The alpha ray would have evolved deep in the ocean trenches, quickly growing in line with available food supplies. It would have most recently resembled the ghost ray in size and appearance, with translucent skin for camouflage and forward-mounted eyes for hunting. A fast and fearsome stalker of small creatures in the dark. While some rays have just stayed within the limits of the cave systems where they first evolved, others are relatively more recent adaptations to new environments, likely the results of overpopulation. All other rays on 4546b have given up predation in favor of herbivorous scavenging and use poisonous flesh to protect themselves. Fascinating. Let's get this data.
Integrating new PDA data.
Oh my, there's a fish. Fish head. Hey, another ion cube. How nice. We'll take that. Guess we can swim in here. It looks like the glass is broken. Look at this big old head. Wow. Skeletal remains. How'd you like to meet a fish like that? This is huge. We'll look at that again when we're sitting in the Cyclops. The Cyclops, the sea moth. And sometimes I think I may actually be retarded. Can you get in? Can you get in? Can't get in. I don't know what you'd want in there, but it's worth a look. Was there something? Was that? I could have swore I saw the scanner thing pop up. I guess not. This is just another bone. You gotta wonder about diseases like this. How would something like this evolve? If indeed, is it a bacteria? I mean, that's what they say in the game. A prion disease or a prion disease, I can understand, you know, being utterly devastating because the vector in a prion disease is a protein, right? I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but look it up.
Residual biological evidence suggests indigenous life forms were brought to this location and subjected to intensive study.
Thank you. Yeah, look it up unless you're prone to nightmares about diseases and pandemics and things. So I can understand a prion disease developing this way, like utter death. But a bacterium is subject to evolution as well, and if it kills all of its hosts, then what's the point? Oh my, this looks like warper parts. Biological matter. Well, yep, warper parts. The organic parts on display contain DNA from dozens of different organisms, likely originating off-world. They are in varying states of augmentation with advanced technologies. This production line setup suggests these self-warping constructs were built, maintained, and deployed by the aliens that designed this facility. Okay. Just all kind of blood and guts around here. Let's get that.
Pertaining to the bacterium is being downloaded.
Okay.
Caution. Detecting atypical fluctuations in blood plasma proteins. A self-scan is strongly advised.
We will do that in a minute, for sure. This is not remotely horrifying. Look at this. Warper. My goodness. Look at it. Ugh. Self-warping quarantine enforcer unit. This life form shows signs of heavy genetic modification and extensive mechanical grafting. Its digestive and pulmonary systems have been replaced by an onboard battery receiving energy directly from the main grid and distributing it around the body. Miniaturized phase technology has been implanted beneath the skin and is triggered by the central nervous system, allowing the construct to teleport at will. The brain and central nervous system have been digitally augmented with advanced processing power and remote communications. Assessment: programmable hunter-killer. Avoid. Yeah, you say that again. Damage report: Leviathan detected at facility perimeter, closing at high speed. Exterior anchor cable impacted with massive force. Exterior anchor system buckling. Facility sinking. Collision with sea floor. Breaches detected in Containment Unit 7 Leviathan eggs. Immediate specimen destruction protocol initiated. 314 specimens destroyed. 1 specimen unaccounted for. Evacuating staff to off-site sanctuaries. Planetary quarantine protocol initiated. Warning, infected individuals may not leave the planets. Conveyor system. So this Leviathan attack is what must have brought this facility down here. There's a head. Yeah. I don't know if I want to meet an alien race that is capable of just creating things like these warpers. It's kind of spooky if you think about it. Here we go. Kharaa contagion profile. This terminal contains extensive data regarding the bacterial contagion identified as Kharaa. Discovery. First encountered during routine network expansion on outer worlds. Pandemic development. Network error resulted in routine quarantine procedure failure. Contagion was uploaded to and spread quickly through the core worlds. Confirmed deaths, 143 billion individuals. Wow. Bacterial mechanisms attaches to healthy living cells and mutates the basic genetic structure. Here we go. Symptoms. Stage 1, gradual immune system failure. Stage 2, green skin lesions and flu-like symptoms. We've seen creatures throughout the ocean occasionally exhibiting those symptoms there. Stage 3, unpredictable alterations to biological structure. Stage 4, complete shutdown of executive function. Yeah. So this is what happened to Bart. A Torgal. Yeah. Emergency steps taken. Core worlds quarantined. Bacterial samples distributed to isolated disease research facilities for vaccine development. Treatment procedure unknown. Production line of warper parts. Wow. Well, the PDA did recommend that we scan ourselves, which I'm kind of concerned about that, but let me just double check. Anything else in here scannable? There's some various organs and whatnot. Well, I guess here goes.
Self-scan complete. Bacterial infection has spread to the skin and pulmonary system. Medical report recorded to databank. It is imperative you find a way to neutralize the infection.
Oh no. Here we go. Oh, it's happening. Ugh. It's happening. Yeah, we're gonna want to wear our gloves. Interestingly, if you take the gloves off, you do have the green. It's not just for a moment there. For the cinematic, you're turning green. Bacterial infection report. Here we go. You have been infected with a previously unknown waterborne bacterium. It is currently multiplying in your bloodstream. Estimated incubation time, 2 weeks. Your immune system is currently combating the infection at low efficacy. You may already be experiencing flu-like symptoms and skin irritation. These will likely be exacerbated as the bacterium takes hold. Your immediate priority should be abatement and eradication of the infection. Recommended steps: salvage further alien research data on a possible vaccine. Investigate the mechanisms which have enabled the indigenous ecosystem to inhibit the symptoms of the infection. Yes, very nice. You know, the picture of Riley's hands there made me think of something I discovered this morning that was pretty cool. I think that's everything in here. Just grinding the sea moth around. It's okay. But yeah, there was this YouTuber who did a video of different time capsules that they have found in Subnautica. They're going around and just seeing how many time capsules they can find. And they uploaded a video of some of the best ones. I can't remember now if it was 5 or 10 of the best ones they've found. And they found like 70 some time capsules, which is kind of crazy. And my time capsule from my very first playthrough of this game is in his video, or her video. It's in their video. I just about I just about dropped my sandwich when I saw that. So that was very cool. And I'll link to that video in the description to this video. So if you want to watch it, you know, feel free. We have a lot to do. We now have to get down to this research facility at 1,400 meters and find this sea emperor and see if we can find any information on curing this infection. So, to that end, we need to explore a little bit more. I do want that sonar for the Cyclops, like I said. And let's see. We do want the Mark III depth upgrade for the Cyclops, which I think we need kyanite for. We also need the depth upgrade for the prawn suit Mark II. That's the deepest one. We need kyanite for that. Cyclops. How about the Cyclops? Wait a minute. Yeah, kyanite. So we need 3 kyanite for that, 3 kyanite. So we need 6 kyanite. That is going to be found in a super hot area. And this we don't have the recipe for yet. We also kind of want to trade in the sea moth for the prawn suit. Anything in storage we need to get out. And we'll just leave that in there. Alright, so our next goal will be to get out of this cave, head back to our base eventually, our Shallows base, and get the prawn suit. And see if we can't find some nuclear reactor parts on the way. Maybe that still suit. And hopefully the Cyclops sonar. And we'll see what else we can find. So I will meet you in a few seconds. All right, so after some of those mind-blowing revelations, I think it's time to blow this popsicle stand. All right, we're going to go ahead slow here. Bust out the camera view. That's good. Let's see, screw cam. I think we'll use the screw cam for backing up. Because we're actually going to come about completely here. Switch to conning tower to check our headspace. I wonder what... What is up here on this ledge? I don't know if I've ever checked that. So, this facility was attacked by leviathans. It's presumably wanting their young back, or their eggs back. The sea dragon skeleton that's not far from here with the head injury, I'm betting that that's the one responsible for ramming this and causing it to sink, and unfortunately, it didn't survive. I tell you, there's not much sadder than a mother defending its children or father and being unsuccessful, perishing in the process. Clearly, the threat of the Kharaa is something very dangerous and very real. But there must be something the aliens missed. You know me. It might be copper. It might be a diamond. This is just a way over. There's a titanium. No, that's lead. There's lead there. What's hiding here? More lead? More lead. That's titanium there. One way you can get infinite shale outcrops in this game is, and therefore infinite diamonds, infinite gold, and infinite lithium, because that all comes out of shale, is to visit the Sea Treader's Path. We haven't been there yet, but we will go there eventually. I just want to check this little shelf area here. What's that? That's just a piece of ground, okay. We will go there eventually. I do want to visit every biome in the game. Again, I'm playing this as a second playthrough. Well, it's the third or fourth playthrough, really, but a second playthrough where there's been significant time between the last times I played and now. There's an interesting structure. Anyhow, so again, the way you progress and the amount of exploration I'm doing is not typical of a first playthrough. So if you've never played this game before, know that you will probably naturally progress in a very different way than I am. In fact, everybody that plays this game will probably progress in a different way. The game does guide you to some degree. There's some copper. But as you've noticed by now, it is not heavy-handed, which is one of the strengths. It is not heavy-handed guidance, but you still end up knowing where to go. If you pay attention to the clues and take your time, there are breadcrumbs of many kinds. There's visual breadcrumbs, there are narrative breadcrumbs in the guise of the the PDA articles. A PDA is an almost extinct form of tech at this point. Oh, we're getting wise guy, huh? Wise guys. Okay. They just don't want me farting around with their limestone. I get it. Anyway. Yeah, so the game leads you where you need to go. Yes, the PDA, that's what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
A PDA,
Systems online.
interestingly enough, is an almost extinct form of tech at this point. Any of you all ever use PDAs out there, viewers? Let us know in the comments. I want to know. I was very slow to adopt portable digital technologies myself. A cell phone, I got a cell phone relatively early on, a basic cell phone. I had a bag phone first and then a flip phone later. But I did not go in for the PDA thing, and I did not get a smartphone until, I don't know, 2013, 2014, something like that. I greatly resisted the BlackBerry. I'm going to check under the facility. That's why I'm going back out here. Greatly resisted the BlackBerry when it came on the market, even though the place where I worked at the time, the people there desperately wanted me to have one. And in true prisoner number 6 style, I refused over and over and over again because I did not want a tracker in my pocket, and I did not want email in my pocket. My time away from the office is mine. And by God, it was going to stay mine. By hook or by crook. So there was no way in hell I was going to put email in my pocket. Why did I eventually get a smartphone? Well, I needed a phone. My current phone was on the fritz. And at that time, 13, 14, the selection of flip phones was non-existent, basically. So I got a iPhone 5, which at that point had just been supplanted by the 6. So interestingly enough, the great irony there, the number 6 crops up, huh? Funny. If you get the reference, you get the reference. Anyway, so the 5 was very cheap, and that's another thing about me. Well, I don't say that I'm cheap, but I am conservative with funds. Frugal, if you will. Dagnabbit. Was that a warper, I guess? Best thing to do with warpers is slice them with a knife. After a few hits, they blink away. I didn't even see him. Anyhow, so that's my story. There he is. You come over here, I'll give you a little something. Oh, there's a scan here. Damaged cable. Ah. Oh well. He got me. Fortunately, our spawn point is right here. So, not a huge deal. And we were right down here. Over here. Yeah, there he is. He's still there. Miss me. You know, it'd probably be an idea for me to have the stasis rifle, wouldn't it? See there? Blink away. They don't do resistance too well. Where's my stuff? Yeah. Better just go. I doubt. I don't want 2 deaths. I kind of want my stuff, though. Oh, well. I don't think I dropped an ion cube, so that's reassuring. I mean, this is the warper base, right? So, naturally, it's going to run a warper coverage here. One thing I should say that I have not said, I don't think, is that the Cyclops will naturally repair its health, regenerate. If there's hull damage spots, you have to go out and seal them up. Once that's done, the health regeneration will start over again. I forgot I had this. I threw this here for other things. I was doing a test. That's what it was. I didn't think I was recording this. It used to be if you put lockers in here, they would always clip outside the sub. But this is no longer the case. I'll show you what I mean here. Okay, you see how this one is at a different angle? I'm betting if I built one here, it would clip outside of the sub. You see the 2 lockers are a different angle. But let's try that. I mean, while I'm thinking of it, if you've been watching me this long, you know that tangents are the norm. Let's just get enough for 2 so we can experiment properly. And don't build anything in here. This is the flooded chamber for the launch of the satellite craft, or whatever you want to call it. You see they're at a very different angle. It used to be that any locker you put in here would clip outside. But maybe they fixed that. Let's just do a test. And that looks pretty good. I know this one doesn't clip outside, so I'm going to take it down. Just so I can put one on the other side. Can't put one up there because of all the conduits. All right, let's go out and see. And it looks good on this side. They're back here, of course, in this area. I don't see them. Little bit right there. Do you see it? When we swim up to it, it goes away. But if you look at it at just the right angle, you see it? Right there? I think that's probably a locker sticking through. But it's not like it used to be. They used to just be very prominent on the outside. So that is a huge improvement to the game. Well, that's good. It's fantastic.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
All right, so that opens our world up quite a bit. Do you need storage in here? I don't know, probably not. We have almost everything, you know, categorized in here quite well, I think. But, you know, it's definitely good to know this is here and is now an option for storage. Okay. And hopefully it won't bug things out like the plants did. Let's get out of here. Cabin lights off. Before we go, let's read that one data entry about the damaged cable. What does it say? Damaged anchor cable. These thick cables were designed to anchor the nearby facility to the surrounding cave walls. Damage to some of the cabling has resulted in the facility collapsing to the floor. Calculations suggest such damage would require an external percussive force in excess of 300 tons. Wow. Is that metric tons or imperial tons? I don't know. Either way, it's a lot. So we need to watch out for those sea dragons if we encounter a living one, eh? So we came in from that direction. So we actually want to go, the way out is that way. So we need to come all the way about. So we're going to have to be careful and not hit the ass end of this thing against a rock or other impairment. Okay, looks good. From here, we're going to go ahead just a tad. And that big rock. All right, good. We're going to come on about to port. I'm just seeing things. Come on about to port. Something like this. Line ourselves up with the channel. Now, we need to set her on down. Set her on down. How many times have I said that? I don't know. It's been a few. It bugs me how this camera is slightly off center. You see how you can see a good deal of the nacelle on the starboard side, but not on the port side? Yeah, that's always bothered me. Anyway, let's go ahead. Oh no, there's an infected ghost ray. Keep an eye on things here. It'll be a little tight going out this way, but it should be fine. It'll open up once we get on down here a little bit. Now, once we're here, we can, you guessed it, set her on down. Surely that's not going to be my tagline. Okay, there you go. If you've ever been around boats much, you understand, viewers. So this, it's just yet another spooky cave. YASC. Let's dive a hair more. We got plenty of room. Go on ahead. What's that? Is that a limestone outcrop? I'm going to steer a little closer on purpose. Yeah. We don't need that. Suppress the urge, man. Now, having the sonar upgrade now would be kind of nice. In fact, I recommend to you having that before you come here. It does make the navigation easier, but one of the flip sides of me not having it is it's letting me show you that it's definitely possible to get through here without it. Now, you see our buddy is up here. We still have 4 decoys in the tubes, so we should be fine if we need to be. If we need to. We can also rig for silent running, which I never do, but might be a play here. Oh, we still have 5 in the tubes. I must have reloaded. I'm going to power the engine off and observe his patrol area. With the engine off, he should not be interested in us. Silent running massively uses up the battery. Our power cell.
Engine powering up.
But I think I'll use it here just so you see, because I do have extra power cells.
Rig for silent running.
You see, our juice is just dropping like crazy. Now, if you bang into him, I think he'll still... Yep, he's aggroed. He's aggroed. So turn it off now. Just keep going. We're not, in a danger situation, really. I mean, he's attacking us, but... If we just keep going, he'll probably just leave. Or if we shut off the engine... See? Just stop and shut off the engine. He's gone. Okay. Let's go. We're going to go ahead and slow up through here. He's back, but we're at the periphery of his zone, so we should be fine. We're going to be ascending through this trench and employing the same techniques that we used to get into the Lost River. This is actually going to take us out a different way. Just keep an eye on the keel of the boat. Keel and conning tower cam will serve you well here. In general, just climb as much as you can. Every now and then keep an eye on the bottom there. Just make sure you clear the obstructions and enjoy this beautiful cave. Isn't it gorgeous? Somewhere in here there is a Reaper skeleton if we haven't passed it already. Just climb here. Just take it easy. There it is. There's our buddy. Look at him. And check our headspace. There he is. I'm going to drive right over it so you can get a good view. We got plenty of headroom here. Yep. It's like a complete Reaper skeleton. Isn't that cool? This is not scannable. At least I don't think it is. I'm going to check it.
Engine powering down.
Oh, we have some damage. Okay. I guess he got us. We'll fix that while we're outside. Let's put the scanner where it belongs. I don't think this is scannable. I think it's just flavor, but it's interesting because up until this point, until you come down here, this is probably the greatest threat you've faced, unless you've encountered a full-size ghost leviathan, and then here it is dead. So you know whatever awaits you in here is pretty tough. Silver. We can always use more of that. Now that I don't have a full inventory, can you take a sample of this? You cannot. Okay. Let's fix the breach. Alright, we're good as gold. Look at this place. Isn't it just beautiful? I love this. I love this. This would be a cool place for a base. You could do a multi-tiered thing. My God. You know, it'd be cool to maybe pose with the Cyclops in here. It's probably not parked at a good angle, but it might be. Hold on. Hold on. It'd be cool to have a picture of the Cyclops down here. Let's kind of pull back quite a bit. Yeah, not bad. You can certainly navigate through here at a standard speed, but I recommend that you don't. But yeah, this is just kind of like a staircase. Climbing on out of here. Let's sync this up. There's another skeleton. This might very well be the easiest way to get the Cyclops into the Lost River. It's a nice, big, relatively straight cave. But you saw the Grand Reef entrance. It wasn't too bad, as long as you take it slow. Now, it's mega dark here. If we turn around and look where we came, yeah, we've switched biomes, so the watercolor changes. And we've got sand sharks here. I will say, or bone shark rather, I will say that that is a little... I do wish those transitions were a little more gradual, but it's okay. Now, I'm going to stop right here for a minute. Check our depth, 506 meters. So I'm going to turn the lights on. It is dark. It must be nighttime. We're still in the cave. But I do believe that it is nighttime. Just continue going relatively straight. We're going to turn this way and climb up to open water.